Ladies and gentlemen, this is Nikhil Parekh from Ahmedabad city in India. In this video, I shall be giving you a recitation of my poem titled The Terrorists Belong to No Religion from my book, that is Love versus Terrorism, Part 1, which has poems on anti-terror, peace, love, brotherhood. So, without wasting a further moment, ladies and gentlemen, here is the recitation of my poem. The terrorists belong to no religion. They belonged to no religion, as they solely surrendered to the religion of the devil, which ruthlessly beheaded countless innocent, infirm and freshly born, in the name of the sacred Lord Almighty. They belong to no color, as they solely pledged to the color of the devil, which wanted to invidiously incarcerate every effervescent shade of life into the gallows of hopeless and haplessly stymied black. They belonged to no territory, as they solely blended with the territory of the devil, which satanically wanted to snatch, maim, bombard, and eventually merge every blissful corner of Mother Earth into its graveyards of inconsolable blood. They belonged to no language. They belonged to no language, as they solely hissed the language of the devil, which inexhaustibly plundered, rebuked, and abused the fabric of humanity and nicety with the jinx of baseless sacrifice and the corpse. They belonged to no mindset. They belonged to no mindset, as they solely clung to the mindset of the devil, which unthinkably yearned to build the most glittering castles of gold on the foundations of innocuous bone, gory blood, and life distorted to amorphous pulp. They belonged to no atmosphere, as they solely salivated in the atmosphere of the devil, which tirelessly feasted all night and day on the stench of innocent blood, drinking, lavishing, and languishing in it to lead life king size. They belonged to no roots, as they solely squandered in the roots of the devil, which executed the most terrorizing acts on all living kind, praying to the sight of fanatically splattered blood and shattered skull to give them the power to survive. They belonged to no category. They belonged to no category, as they solely rotted in the category of the devil, which wanted to rule the planet, clamped in a spurious little incapacitated fist, assassinating every source of life and treacherously assassinating every source of life with treacherously lame cowardice. They belonged to no caste, as they solely clung to the caste of the devil, which forlornly stymied every vibrant form of emerging life, laughed at how easily humans disintegrated into boundless bits at the tiniest of dastardly provocation. They belonged to no character, as they solely spoke the character of the devil, which believed the best integrity and the best survival was in rising above every conceivable soul on earth, if not by hook, then by hideous crook. They belonged to no government, as they solely stagnated in the government of the devil, which barbarously chopped off fingers, hands, feet, veins, limbs, and throats. Which barbarously chopped off fingers, hands, feet, veins, limbs, and throats of bountiful humans at the tiniest of error, and in order to assert sanctimonious superiority. They belonged to no soul. They belonged to no soul, as they solely sputtered in the soul of the devil, which constituted the granules of all hell. Dungeons after dungeons of children who lay dead just to affirm some hell of a non existent sadistic strength. They belonged to no church. They belonged to no church, temple, monastery, or mosque, as they solely wept in the mortuary of the devil, inexhaustibly wanting to metamorphose the trajectory of this planet into insipid ash, the sinful wail of the blood-stained corpse. The sinful wail of the blood-stained corpse. They belonged to no definition, as they solely endorsed the definition of the devil, which was out on a rampage, to plunder Mother Earth, which was out on a rampage to plunder Mother Earth and its children as much as it could, taking ultimate refuge within realms of the fetid carcass. They belonged to no village, as they solely inhabited the village of the devil, where each abode was a unbearingly shrieking tombstone, and the clothes that everyone wore were sequined with chopped tongues, limbs, and unfinished desire. They belonged to no forest. They belonged to no forest, as they solely rummaged through the forest of the devil, where all that was seen and heard was bellows of ghoulish smoke and agonizing scream, where life was insidiously sacrificed at the altar to immortalize the self. They belonged to no heart. They belonged to no heart, as they solely slaved in the heart of the devil, which was nothing but a gorge, of inexplicable sinking drudgery, and continued to meaninglessly exist without the most insouciant of beats. They belonged to no face. They belonged to no face, as they solely deteriorated in the face of the devil, which constituted of the most ridiculously non-existent vacuum that thrived on the curses given by every one of those that he had tortured and kept doing so. Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. They were children of the same God. They were children of the same God as you and me were, all right. Because after all, God owns the entire universe and all its life. Because after all, God owns, God owns, God owns the entire universe and all its life. But They chose to follow the path of the devil against God's wishes. They were, in fact, what every single one of us in the world today hatefully addressed by the word terrorists. But they chose to follow the path of the devil against God's wishes. They were, in fact, what every single one of us in the world today hatefully addressed by the word terrorists. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to me. From the innermost dormitory of the soul, I thank you for your gorgeous patronization to my poetry.